Leeds and Sheffield Wednesday defender Nigel Worthington. Huddersfield already boast a huge injury list, and their problems worsened when Lee Sinnott had to be stretchered off after a collision with Steve Jenkins. He was later given 7 stitches for a head wound. Huddersfield were outplayed for large periods in the first half, but actually managed to double their lead through Marcus Stewart with his 7th goal of the season. Stoke halved their deficit 5 minutes before half-time, John Gale just beating Steve Francis to a low cross. But Francis was quick to make amends minutes later, this time brilliantly denying Gale on the stroke of half-time. It was one-way traffic in the second half, all in Huddersfield's direction, and Stoke's equaliser from Mike Sherham was a long time coming. And Sherham was able to steal all 3 points for Stoke, Ray Wallace's deflected shot coming off the post and right into his path. Stoke City 3, Huddersfield 2.
So no joy for Huddersfield, and I'm afraid not an awful lot to shout about for our Premiership sides yesterday. Leeds lads losing to the Geordies and Wednesday dropping home points to the Rams.
No joy yet for George Graham, though he'll have been delighted with the spirit of his youthful side in a no-holds-barred battle at Elland Road. The wiles of David Ginola infuriated the home crowd. He was substituted by his manager Kevin Keegan shortly after a theatrical encounter with Mark Ford, which didn't endear him. The sending off of Carlton Palmer, though, for his second bookable offence after an altercation with Alan Shearer made the £15 million man the villain of the piece. Carlton walked, and as it turned out, it turned the match. And as the way these things go, of course, Shearer was the man to score the only goal in a bad-tempered match. Sheffield Wednesday, home to Derby, can look 2 ways at the woodwork. It saved them after 35 seconds, then thwarted Hurst in the second half. More points lost for Pleat's men at the top of the table. Second place Barnsley kept the pressure at the top of Division 1 at the expense of bottom club Oldham. Marcel put through, down by keeper Kelly. Neil Redfern doing the business from the spot for a 1-0 win. Belarus international Petra Kachuru was the difference when Sheffield United visited Wolves. On his sub with just half an hour left, a mesmeric run and cross for David White to score. That, though, just a prelude for what was to come deep in injury time, latching onto a long clearance, again leaving the defence flat-footed to drive in a classic 2-1 to the Blades. While Bradford's dismal run continued at Valley Parade, Bolton inflicting City's 4th successive defeat. 2 down in 20 minutes, they staged a comeback. First an Ian Moore cross rifled home by Richard Liebert, and then Wayne Jacobs' free kick nodded in by Marco Sass. Bolton, though, eventual 4-2 winners. Sympathy, though, must go to second bottom Grimsby. A penalty and this awful own goal by Handyside gave Oxford the points and had the crowd baying for manager Brian Law's head. It's tough at the bottom.